Let's talk about it. Trans people banned from the military. I did get that notification yesterday. Let's deep dive into it, y'all.
We have breaking news. The Supreme Court has lifted a temporary nationwide injunction that had blocked the Trump administration from banning transgender people from serving in the military. The nation's highest court ruled along party lines 6-3 to reinstate the ban while the litigation continues in lower court. This was one of the first actions taken by the president following the start of his second term. A district court judge blocked the policy, calling it, quote, de facto blanket prohibition on transgender service. The court's 3 liberal judges said they would have kept the policy on hold. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins us now. She's a professor at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles. Jessica, break down this decision for us. What more do we know?
I think you were very clear in the sense of this is about the Supreme Court saying that injunction can be lifted, meaning the ban can be implemented for now. This is not the Supreme Court having heard robust oral arguments, having received briefing. The Supreme Court is not ruling on, in brief, the merits. The Supreme Court is just ruling on whether or not the ban on the ban, meaning the injunction, could stay in place while this case plays out. And the court here, 6-3, apparently along ideological lines, is saying that that ban can be implemented while the case continues to play out. We should also note that there's another case in DC where a district court judge implemented a preliminary injunction. The appellate court in that case, the DC Circuit Court of Appeals, is hearing arguments about whether or not that should become a permanent injunction. So I just want people to know this isn't the final word on this particular executive order.
And so you mentioned as this plays out in the lower court, what does that look like?
So it looks like hearing arguments on the substance of whether or not it, for instance, violates the Constitution to say that transgender people cannot openly serve in the military. Those who are critical of this executive action have said that that amounts to discrimination that violates the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause. Others, like the Trump administration, have argued that transgender members of the military create threats in the military, that they could undermine the ability of the military to do its job, and that judges owe the executive branch deference when it comes to military decisions.
All right, so let me do it. Let me get a general idea. How many of y'all inside of the chat or that's watching this right now, how many of y'all actually agree with the idea that we should ban people from openly serving as trans inside of the military? Let me say this again. How many of y'all agree that we should ban people from openly serving as trans inside of the military? Jesse agrees. Callie Rain agrees. Shaffer Morris agree. You agree. I see everybody saying agree. Relentless says absolutely, get them out. Crown says you agree. K Cooper agree. Philip says ban. Slickball says no. Keep the trans mess away. They want to serve. What did you say? I want to serve something. All trans people versus all of the YNs in Chicago. They made humans. They made up humans to be unstoppable. I agree. Yeah, it's a distraction. 100%. Makes us look bad and ban it. Not a class of choice. They can meet the requirements. You don't agree as long as they can meet the requirements. What are the requirements? What are the requirements? Dude looks like a lady. Put them on the front lines. Let them have their own units. Okay, well, let me add in another wrinkle. How do you guys feel about the military, aka taxpayers, paying for the transitions of people that choose to be trans? I don't agree either. I don't think that we should have to pay. Listen, I hate all of this stuff. I hate the fact that we even having a debate about which part of prison, if somebody commits a crime, should they go to. If a person is a man but is transitioning, then they get to go over to the women's side possibly. I don't agree with none of that stuff. I think that all of that stuff need to go away. 100%. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not even really a fan of women serving in certain parts of the army, military, government branches, and all of that. I'm not a fan of it. I'm being absolutely honest. And I could be wrong, and I'm just giving you my thoughts, my clear thoughts when it comes to these subjects. I'm not even a fan of women serving in the same capacity as men. I'm not. So if I'm not even a fan of women serving in the same capacity as men, because, you know, I believe that men and women are different, and I don't think that everybody should be on the same playing field, then why would I be okay if somebody is playing dress up inside of the military? Mike Zeno says, but Anton, they want equality. Well, here's the thing about women that say that they want equality. The problem isn't even that women saying that they want equality, because women say a bunch of stuff that they don't know that they want. I was just talking to somebody earlier today that was a woman, and I said, you don't know what you want. You just talking. You don't know. You just listen. That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. We'll talk about it later. The problem isn't that women say that they wanted it. The problem is that we gave in and gave them what they thought that they wanted. Like, why are we listening to them and saying, okay, you know what? It's okay. We're going to let you do this. We're going to let you do that. We're going to let you determine our fate. We're going to let you pick our president. We're going to let you do any of that. Call me misogynistic. Call me all of these things. But I just think that women, largely, at large for the most part, should not be in the same spaces as men. They should not have to suffer the same way that we suffer. But we let them jump in. We let them do all of this other dumb stuff. And now what are you doing? Now what do we got going on? It's not the same. It's not the same. I think that the problem is that we let them have a say-so. And even though we communicate with them, we said, okay, you know what? You can have it. You can have it. You can come in. You can do anything. You can do anything. You can do just like a man. I remember when that dumb movie came out, G.I. Jane. What was it? With Demi Moore? G.I. Jane. All that was an advertisement. All they was trying to convince people to give women the same benefits as men and to have them over there crashing out looking stupid. Changing the requirements of whether or not they would meet expectations to be in the same units or qualify in the same way as men. Get the hell out of here, bro. I remember that G.I. Jane movie and get out of here, man. Get out of here. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Go sit down. Go sit down. What are you doing? It aggravates me to see women doing like certain housework. I be like, man, I almost crashed out the other day. I gotta tell on her. I come home the other day. Well, this was probably about 2 months ago. I come home the other day. I go up the stairs and I see two holes, symmetrical, slightly to the left, two holes in my wall going up the steps. And I look at it and I already knew who the culprit was. I said, Leslie. I just pointed to it. Leslie said, that's mama. That's mama. So before I had the discussion, I go down into the basement. I look at the ladder. Interesting. I look at the ladder. I can see drywall chips on the end of the ladder. Looked like she tried to carry a ladder up the steps and hit my wall and made two symmetrical holes in my wall. Interesting. So I go upstairs, go back upstairs, go into the bedroom. Hey, what's going on with these holes in my wall? Oh, I was going to try to get that taken care of before you got here. How was you going to try to get it taken care of? Then she going to do like this. Now we got to get the holes in the wall patched. They patched. It looks like nothing was ever there. It's repainted and all of that stuff. But the point is What are you doing stuff that you're not supposed to do? What are you doing? What was so important that you had to take this ladder up here in order to, oh, it wasn't even the right size. I know it wasn't the right size. I know it wasn't the right size. Leave stuff alone. Leave stuff alone. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Aggravate me. Anton, you think I need to go and get, what are you doing? And you broke your nail looking stupid now. Now you nailless. Now you got 2 nails missing. And what is that gonna cost me? It's the same thing, man. It's just something, honestly, it's just some stuff that just women shouldn't be a part of. It's some things that we got to keep sacred. You can't keep doing stuff. You can't keep doing stuff. Stay out of men's business. Stay out of our conversations. Some stuff you don't need to be a part of. And I don't want to be a part of what you got going on either. I don't care. I'm not interested. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever.
So there are more than 1.2 million active duty members of the military, according to the Defense Department. A defense official said as of December 9th, there were about 4,200 troops diagnosed with gender dysphoria. The president, Jessica, banned transgender people from serving in the military during his first term. The Supreme Court allowed that to take effect in 2019. The Biden administration reversed that policy. Should we take anything from that precedent from the High Court, knowing this is still being litigated?
So yes and no, in the sense that my understanding is that this ban is broader and more extensive than the ban during the first Trump administration. So it certainly gives us some indication about the court's thinking. Certainly the fact that the court allowed the ban to go into effect by lifting this nationwide injunction gives us some indication of the court's thinking. But it's a very different question as to whether or not an injunction can be lifted versus ruling on the merits. So do we have tea leaves? We do. Do we have a final answer? We don't.
And so you and I have been talking at great length about the difference between the role of Congress and executive action here. How does that issue play into something like this as significant as a ban on who can serve in our military?
That's a great question. And you and I have talked, I think, just a few hours ago about when the president needs to work with Congress, when the president can act alone. And I would say when it comes to military affairs, obviously the president is the commander in chief. And when it comes to who can serve in the military, I would offer that the executive branch does get broader latitude. This is not a situation, and I think your question is a good one, about this is not a situation where the Constitution says you must work with Congress because we're talking about appropriations. Having said that, this is absolutely a situation where you could see legislation, and legislation typically stands on firmer grounds than an executive action.
Okay,
so basically, we need to I'm thankful. I think it's the right thing to do. Thank you to Trump administration for bringing masculinity and femininity back. Thank you, Trump, for bringing masculinity and femininity back. Just talking to somebody the other day, I was talking about the nature of how things was set up and how women and men used to operate. It was totally different. It was nothing like what you see today. Everybody, they trying to make men women and they trying to make women men. Have y'all ever seen a woman? Have y'all ever seen a woman that work her ass off? She looks so frazzled. A woman that work a full-time job, her edges be missing. And I ain't talking about like just work a full-time job that she likes. I'm talking about that's trying to make it happen. I see a lot of corporate women and they be told to fuck up. You know what they supposed to look like, but they can't withstand it the same as men. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. For the overwhelming majority of y'all, the reason why y'all so fat, the reason why y'all so toe up, the reason why y'all skin is bad, the reason why you ain't got no edges, the reason why you have to wear a ton of makeup to put in to cover for all of the pots that you got in front of your face, the reason why y'all got so many surgeries is because y'all not women no more and y'all kept trying to do it the same way as men. You can't do what we do. You don't age the same. You be fucked up. You be messed up. I can tell a difference between a woman that is kept and a woman that is struggling. The struggle women, they don't hit the same. I can always tell the women that really operate in their femininity, that talk like, you know what, honey, I love you. You know what, honey, I love you. Not a big deal. No, you want to argue. Okay, well then pay the rent yourself. Take your funky ass over there and go and get the rent yourself. Next thing you know, she on TikTok. Every day, every month, my rent goes up. Do you know that there's women that don't even know how much the mortgage is or how much the rent is? They have no clue. They have no clue what the electric bill is, what the gas bill is. They never seen a property tax statement in their life. They don't know how to log in to pay it. They don't know nothing. Don't you know it's women that don't know how much the rent or the mortgage is? Crazy, ain't it? It's insane to think. Nope, but I keep seeing women talk about how much they got to pay, how much they struggling, what it costs to get this done or whatever. I look at my daughter's stuff that she just be swiping. Swipe, 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 swipe. She called me with her first world problems all the time. No, you want to be us. You ran yourself into a brick wall and realized that you got to compete against us now. You went out there and you got overly educated, and now you're facing $120,000 in student loans, and you got a social worker degree, and you can't even afford to pay your student loans back. Now you got to go to work. You got to re-enroll for 6 credits every semester for the rest of your life, just so your credit not messed up. You got to be a lifetime student. You got to pay to go to school so that you don't have to pay your student loans, which still is going to accumulate interest. And then you can't get married. You know why you can't get married? Because as soon as the man see that student loan balance, if he marry you, that becomes his student loan balance. He now has to take responsibility for that. You've been making mistakes your whole life. Sit your dumb ass down for 5 seconds so that you can actually get something that's going to be beneficial to you, that God has ordained is going to be good for you. Your role was never supposed to be the role of a man. And now you want to join the military. You want to put on strap-ons and you can't feel nothing. You want to get overly educated, but you can't use your degree for nothing. You want to go over here and have conversations. Now you got to negotiate for 50-50. Now you got to sit here and say, how come ain't no real men being chivalrous no more? Because we don't want to date men. Because we don't want to date a woman that put on pants just like us. We're not interested in you. We don't want you. We good. We straight. We straight. Your hands feel like my hands. Your hair look like my hair. We good. We good. Now you out of shape. You tired. You can't get rid of that fupa. Now they got Ozempic. Eating disorders, stress eating. All of that. All you got to say is, you know what? Yes, daddy. Yes, daddy will fix all problems for you. That's all you got to say. You ain't got to be out here struggling. You ain't got to be out here trying to compete. Yes, daddy will fix all of your problems. Your hair will come back. You'll be able to do lunch dates. Yes, daddy. Fix everything. I'm going to fix you, though. I'm going on tour. I'm going on tour. I'm going city to city. When I meet with y'all in the city, I'm going to ask them, what you doing? Oh, I was reaching for the bill. I'm going to just look at her. I ain't going to say nothing. Oh, interesting. So what you count? That's what I say to, so you count my pockets? Oh, I thought I would take care of it. Oh, so you count my pockets now. Are you me? I get an instant attitude. You know what? I'm about to get out of here. I ain't got time for this nonsense. I'm not about to sit here and be talking to you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not talking to you. I'm walking away. The minute that you think that you me, I'm walking away. Because I'm not interested in talking to no grown men. I don't want that. I'm straight.